When you remember, slow down. Hold on to me. Forgetting is the same as dying. While you're here, shut the lights off. We simply need someone. Keep yourself safe and your secrets hidden. You have feelings I've never heard about from anyone. We all grow up. We all leave these hallways, and I miss you more than words can say. Nothing but cliches in your mind whenever you sit down to write. It's okay though, because you are the greater poem. You are the one I dream about when I am alone and I feel happy. It has not sunk into my mind. I am not optimistic. I am watching TV shows about death and dying, about growing up and losing yourself. Cut me open and then you will know who I am. Love that engulfs reality, torture that blinds you, both abstractions you can never grasp. The days when nothing is happening. I walk the streets alone, where we used to laugh together. Today life becomes boring. Used to be so colorful. Has become totally black and white. Forgetting how to calm down. I never stop dreaming. You will never know the poets to come. People forget poems more easily than any other form of language. Because they do not care for miracles, they need a reason to live. When I miss you, I spend the day playing video games. The doors open up from this prison. Today you forget about the way you were before you changed. The days you forget unbearable pain, with and without you. I cannot concentrate. The doors open up from this prison, the light through the window. The days you won't stop shaking, the books that will never be read. And you know what pain feels like, when it's piercing and searing through. You'll know the world is fading when no one can see the truth. See that they are walking on thin ice, falling through the cracks, freezing beneath the waters, dead and judged in hell. I try to recall the day we met. We fell into each other's arms, but I can no longer remember it. Can no longer call your name, and falling into an ocean in which I do not know how to escape, to not fall in love with death, because I am totally willing to stay like this forever. We forget about each other, and I will see you far away from the churches you used to frequent so often. You've grown away from religion, although you've been more pious than most. You've grown away from language, and you've forgotten what poetry means, because when I'm alone, we are silent. We need to talk, if not we go insane. The city, its lonely lights, the drowsiness in the classroom, the silence that follows your dreams, broken pieces of which we consist, we are falling under the water forever. We reach out with our hands. How tragic is the life we've been given. No clue if we will survive. Ella at the bar with her friends, pretending to smile, but the words she needs to say, she will never let them out. No one will hear you when you call. No one will pick you up when you fall. A year later, I saw you again at the coffee shop. Has it really been that long? I cannot believe that a day has passed. When the sun sets on the city, Ella has nothing figured out. She has charity for no one. She watches the news at night. Knowledge writing what is to be erased. Days are passing while I'm sleeping. And I can't get one sentence out. I cannot fall back on your promises. This is the most difficult time. Today is the last. I feel nothing and am unhappy. Weight on my shoulders. You are falling back in line. You're not on my side. We are running out of time. I travel across the country and the streets are cold at night. My soul's already crushed. To know what it is like to be homeless, living in total poverty. You have flaws, but what does that matter? I love you the same as ever. What we have together is perfect unity. We know the pain will end. The first fruits of a new creation. Another moment sitting on the school bus, but I don't say anything. Violence inside of me. The world will one day burn. I watch you play video games, but I can't play them anymore. Are you there? I want to remind you that you are alive. At a club in Brazil, remembering that there are people suffering all over the country from heartbreak and poverty, and I will never be around to help them. The action scenes of all the worst movies can be summed up in one sentence: nothing happened, and I will sit next to you for 2 hours and not say a word to you. We walk through the streets and we do not notice how lonely we are. We do not notice that we are growing apart. I need a reason to write, something to fight for, something to die for, running out of words to say. And I know that even when we have nothing to say to each other, the moments that follow will still be beautiful. We write about what causes us pain, but no one will read the words. They will be glossed over, kept in a hidden library and uncovered several thousand years from now. Then we will have a voice. Then we will finally be heard. I ask God for nothing for myself. I only pray for you. I only ask that you will live in peace. I am everything that you're not, but I love you. And I know that fire burns what was good about life, destroys your capacity to feel. I will be here for you in the business classroom, at the end of class, writing all these words. On the other side of the world, the songs I listen to. I hope the meaning carries over to you, and you will know what it's like one day, to live in a world not torn apart by fire and burning buildings, not running away from your burnt down home. Then one day you can come back home, rebuild and live in peace, live in harmony with God and neighbor, knowing that you fulfilled what had to be done. The world grows darker with every passing hour, and she goes home and dreams about the psalms of the passing hours. On the empty street, she is so beautiful, but no one will ever recognize it. I called you up on a Saturday night. I've never felt so unhappy inside. You show up at my door, and you tell me that you are so sorry. I know what hope can do to a person. We deny that we need help. We are lacking inspiration. If you were losing your ability to communicate each day, a little bit at a time, how would you spend the fragile time you have left? Would you hide yourself from the world? I don't believe what I'm hearing. You have changed. I have the wind kicked out of my chest. I fell to the floor, but picked myself up. Write and describe the world the way you want it to be. Never follow any conventions. Be who you want it to be. We listen to the same songs because we are too occupied to change the music we listen to. We make promises we will never keep, whenever we are desperate. You tell me we are still friends, and don't want to talk to me. Estella, I miserably thought of you when I went to bed. At the party in the back of the room, I take a sip of my beer, and then get up and leave, knowing that I cannot spend any more time away from my thoughts. The music makes it hard to think. It is hard to sleep at night when the days pass without you. When I wake up, none of the poems I read in these lit magazines represent things people really feel. When you stay home and do nothing, there will be absolutely nothing to write about. I wonder how you are doing after all these years. I dream at night about the day I met a girl in the elevator in Research Hall and the conversation we had. And I never saw her again. Strange that the campus seems so different during the days of freshman orientation. I dream that the sirens I hear sitting on this bench have faded because the patient has long since recovered. People walking by reminding me of my own mortality. What is life without cycles? The feeling I have will never be captured by my words. My dear, you can have anything you want from me, and I am happy to be who I am. And you can cut me out of your life in the most painful way. But as long as we are reconciled, as long as I can hold you at the end of the dark night, I will be happy. Now I live forever in the flames of an unviability. Never will see a smile on your face again. I walked through Los Angeles. I had taken complete control of my life. I had tears in my eyes too. California's air seemed so unwelcoming. Life became so dramatic. One day, long after we are gone, we will watch music videos that used to be on YouTube. One day, long after we are gone, we will remember who we were, and I will regret the thousands of words I never said. watching every episode of How I Met Your Mother, remembering how it is possible to change, it is possible to forget yourself. The songs I listen to sitting in front of the computer screen, waiting for Judgment Day, remind me that we have forgotten how valuable we are. More nightmares about being taken to places I never wanted to go. Driving my mom to the emergency room. Do not claim to have ever listened to me if you are not there for me. When you go home to an empty apartment, you know this coma you find yourself in chokes you. And every work day is the same, a cycle, a system like a machine. I'm getting better every day at pouring my heart out on a page and nothing else. I stay home all day and write about the darkness that surrounds us. And I am the shadow in the classroom, as you take notes and discover the dreariness of dead letters. Our nations have no understanding that we are more than how we are legally defined. You're telling me that you know who I am. I'm telling you you're wrong. When I'm dead, I see you sobbing at my grave. I don't hear about poetry anymore because we argue, we ignore others without knowing a thing about them, without being willing to listen. True love is something we have no knowledge of. We turn the music up and dance the night away. We are filled with passion, freedom and motion and spring. I stay inside and continue to write this book about despair, the opposite of Walt Whitman's poetry, the opposite of hope, corruption. We are like kids during the war who run through these alleyways searching for someone to listen. But everyone else is in the same condition as us. The storm just beginning, the hurricane encapsulating us. I had this memory before I died, that I was standing on a bridge holding you in my arms before the storm came. Was it a real memory or just a fragile dream? Language becomes meaningless to us when you change what frequently used words mean. Walking home in the rain through the city again, the doors are always closed to you when it benefits the ones behind them. It's better to be in agonizing pain than to be deluded. Promise me that you will never lie to me for any reason, even if you think it will save my life. This is the very last time I risk losing my sanity. Another day we live together, another moment we fall apart, standing at the party, having long talks about Thomas Aquinas and Immanuel Kant, and if liberty ever existed, or if we are alone in the same room, envisioning the people we think we see. One thing leads to another, but for now all I want is you, in this moment, you present, with your smile, and I don't care about the future. There is music in your eyes, there are songs begging to be written about what I saw in them.